Hello, Tim Wilmot here, and welcome to a compilation video of attendee paintings from my recent June online workshop. So normally every month I run a live and online workshop over a couple of hours, and I get to choose a scene, and together we paint along with attendees from all over the world, different subjects in watercolor. The subject for June was Holywell Bay in Cornwall, a lovely beach scene, a chance to practice lots of different watercolor techniques and different edges and different values as well. So I think it went out really well, and you can actually still have a go at the June workshop if you want to. The details for that are in the comments of this video below. So have a go if you haven't done so already, and I'll give you a little short video critique in return if you do have a go. First of all, I'm going to show you my painting from the workshop. So this was my effort on a quarter sheet imperial. As you can see, I went for quite bright colors, lifted up the brightness of the scene. But I think I captured the main elements of the scene, the distant headland, the little rocky islands, just a little bit out in the sea there, and then the soft edges of the waves against the background of the rocks, and some subtle reflections of the water coming in to shore. I included a figure and a little dog and a little bit of reflections there, and then we practice a bit of different texture effects for the beach, little chippings and shells and that sort of thing. So that's my effort, and now we'll go through the attendee paintings in no particular order. So as I go through these videos as I say, in no particular order, I'll just say a few words about them, my thoughts about them. My critique is just my own opinion as a watercolor artist. So I'll try and pick up on the positives and things perhaps that maybe could be done a little bit better next time round. So this is Jeff M. Really like the figures there, Jeff. You've got the reflections really good of the water. Maybe just a slightly too perfect an edge to that wave there, but you've got the softness of the waves against the rock. Love the distant headland, almost looks like a pastel type effect, and fantastic texture on the beach. Well done. Anna C. In fact, I think there's quite a few Annas that attended the workshop. So, yeah, nice composition. You've got the wave coming in quite a bit over to the left-hand side there. Lovely headland. Don't make the greens too rich. That's quite a sort of cool green over there, so just watch the green. Lovely sky. You've got the great softness of the waves, and yeah, lovely effect of the little bits of green that you've got there in that wave coming into shore. And nice bit of splattering. Well done, Anna. Bronwyn. Yeah, you've certainly got the feeling of the waves being dragged back out to sea with the curves and the marks that you've made there, Bronwyn. Really nice. Love the figure as well. Great headland. Nice sky with a bit of yellow ochre there on the horizon. You've left a little bit of white. I can see just at the base of that island, just to sort of give the hint of a few waves breaking on that island, and nice texture on the beach as well. Yeah, well done, Bronwyn. Who's next? Lydia. Yeah, maybe Lydia. Actually, I quite like this water here. It looks very sort of glassy and almost translucent. You've got a very nice effect there, Lydia. Perhaps with the beach, I think this sort of area here looks a little bit odd. Perhaps if that way, this edge here was, let me just see if I can draw it. If that edge there was a little bit more sort of there, and then it came round, that might look a little bit better. But lovely figure, great waves, love those waves, they're gorgeous. And that wave that you've got in front of the island, fantastic. Well done, Lydia. Kate B. So the photo's maybe a little bit out of focus, but doesn't matter. So you've gone with a slightly different configuration of those waves coming in. Very nice. You've changed a few things. Quite a sort of bluish feel to this scene. Yeah, it's lovely. Great figure, little dog. Just right, getting the value of the distant headland a lot paler than the nearby headland there in the island. Yeah, well done, Kate. Not so sure about the blackness in this area here. Maybe just a little bit too black, too many brush marks of black there, but yeah, very nice. Well done. Rhonda. Wow, again, a feeling of the ferocity of these waves being dragged back out to sea, and you've got a couple of quite aggressive waves coming in there. Very nice. I love that figure. Excellent. Perhaps a little bit too dark, Rhonda, on the background headland, and try and make the distant one maybe just a touch paler, because this one is so dark. But I love the waves. I think you've used a little bit of white paint here, but it really works. Getting the right sort of colours and the soft edges. Also on these waves, try not to make them too perfect. Maybe just make them a little bit more random. But lovely figure, great waves. Yeah, very nice. Well done, Rhonda. James D. Right. Now watch that line there, James. I'm not sure if you wanted that line there. Between the sort of yellow ochre and the bit of the blue there. So just watch that. But everything else beautiful. Good composition. I like the shape of the waves coming in nice and random as well, not too perfect. Lovely bit of texture on the beach, bit of movement in that figure as well. Just that little kink in the right hand leg, and the dog. Yeah, and we've got the softness of the waves in there. I like the effect that you've got just on the crest of that wave. Fantastic. Well done, James. Trish M. So Trish, you've gone for more of a sort of pointy island there. Really good. Perhaps it could be a bit more white in with the waves. So maybe just could have left a little bit more paper showing through when we did the waves. And also, again, with this line here, perhaps if it was a bit more horizontal, we get the feeling of the waves going more up the beach. But lovely figure, again, nice sense of movement, great values. That green up there, very good green, not too vibrant, and yeah, nice few dry brush marks on the beach. Yep, very nice. Well done, Trish. And Mike. Yeah, so Mike, you've gone for well, we're looking at these two figures here, looking quite romantic, and slightly. So you've moved that island slightly off to the right. I think that works. Perhaps the waves are really good. I'm not sure about this area here, Mike. Perhaps it's just a little bit overworked. In fact, what I can see a little bit of a wave behind, but maybe you've gone over it with you've glazed over it with a little bit of white paint. I think maybe if you'd have left that white, it might have been a little bit better. But I like the looseness of it, the great colours. That texture on the beach is fantastic. All these little dry brush marks and the colour of the sand you've got there, Mike, absolutely yeah, really good. Well done. Yeah, lovely scene. Great headland as well. Good sky. Yeah, beautiful. Well done, Mike. Maureen. Yeah, I love this blue. That's a lovely blue. I mean, you don't have to, when we do these workshops, you don't need to necessarily copy my style or my palette of colours. I do have some recommendations of colours, but it's really good that you do your own thing and try and interpret it in your own way. But I love these blues, and you've gone for a slightly different configuration of rocks and the headland there. Again, maybe just a bit of white, perhaps, Maureen, in the waves would be good. But I love the blue there. It's really almost fluorescent. Lovely. Good figure. Perhaps with the figure, consider just a little highlight, perhaps on the head. The light's coming. Well, we had the light coming from the left, but just a little bit of highlight on the head would have been good, just to emphasize. Well done, Maureen. Sylvia. Yep, so composition good. I'm not sure about this area here, Sylvia, whether we need a little bit more sea, I think, in that area there. It doesn't look quite right, but you've certainly got the movement in the waves. I love the water coming in here, the effect that you've got with that sort of lacy feeling to the water. Beautiful. Yeah, very nice. Good figure as well. And the little doggy and the effect that you've got on the sand as well. Yeah, lovely. Very nice. Yeah, just not so sure about the waves, whether it should sort of continue just a little bit between the headland and the island there, but lovely, fantastic. Well done, Sylvia. Linda D. Yep, very nice. Perhaps the water, now think about perspective here, perhaps the water should be a bit higher. So that might be the base of a wave, and then the actual wave itself would be something like that. So maybe just a tiny bit higher, Linda, maybe, but lovely colours. Certainly got a movement in the sea, and great, these waves coming in, the water coming in over the beach, lovely, great figure. Maybe consider a shadow for the figure, little shadow, little thin slither of a shadow might be good. But lovely, great effect on the beach as well. Well done, Linda. Right, John S. Oh, I love the wave that you've got in there, John. We were practicing a little bit of the soft edges by pre-wetting the paper and then dropping in the darker island on top, and you've got some lovely shapes there with this sort of bloom appearing. Yeah, quite realistic, lovely. Figure looks a little bit hunched up, a little bit awkward. Perhaps the arm's a bit too short. Perhaps the arms could be a little bit longer. But great reflection, nice greens, nice texture on the beach there. Yeah, well done, John. Heidi D. Again, a lot of life in the top of the crest of the wave there, going all the way along, and almost you get the feeling that the wind coming in from the ocean is just whipping it all up, and the little white marks, little bits of, we used a bit of white paint, as you can see in some of these paintings. We use, it's allowed, and just a bit of white paint just to add a little bit of extra spark and little bits of froth being blown in from the sea. But you've got a lovely effect here with this wave. All these marks here, Heidi, beautiful, lovely, great figure. Yeah, maybe with the arms, Now practice your figures and maybe have the arms not sort of rigid side by side. Perhaps have one of them showing a bit more than the other, or one slightly out to the side perhaps, just to give a bit of movement. But lovely, Heidi, well done. Rebecca H, great figure. I'm immediately drawn to that figure and the shadows. You've gone for more of a sort of contre-jour. We're looking into the light. Works really well. Fantastic waves, great island. The sky, you've done really well with that. Yeah, lovely. And the sort of random edges, not too perfect. Well done, Rebecca. Yeah, lovely one. Jennifer, is that L or an I? I'm not so sure. Yeah, very nice, Jennifer. That leaning figure, fantastic. Bit of a pale look to this. I'm not sure if that's the photo, but it's nice. Great soft edges. I like the softness that you've got below the headland and the sea. So it's sort of, they're almost the same value, and that really works. And you've got the softness of the waves. Very, very good. I like that dog as well. It looks like quite an elegant dog. Well done, Jennifer. And Teresa C. Yeah, now I can see you've laid down a few sort of very transparent layers of paint, particularly on the headland. I like that. Look at the value on that far island, perfect. And the sort of effect that you've got in the sky, these lines sort of almost curving up into the top right corner. Very nice. Good effect on the beach, lovely waves. Maybe just a tiny bit overworked on the crest of the wave, but it's certainly got the feeling of those waves. And great figure. Well done, Teresa. Not sure who that is. I'll come back to that one. Right, David J. All right, very loose. I love the sky that you've got here, David. It's not, you didn't lay that down all in one. This is quite a wide picture as well, which really works, almost like a wide screen, 16 by 9 dimensions, but very nice. I like your style, very loose. You're making every brush mark count. Again, you've done your own thing with this, and it really works. And you've got these transparent layers, very, as I say, very economical with your brush marks. Yeah, great, lovely, very nice indeed. Perhaps we could add a little bit more of a reflection of the headland in there, but lovely, or maybe a little bit more highlight on the figure just to make the head stand out a bit more. But very nice, love that sky. Well done. Well done, David. Yeah, David. Jake. Right. Sue. Great sky. I'm just trying to think about this area here. Perhaps, I think if the headland came a little bit lower down here, that might be a little bit better. Goes over there. Well, slight slope left to right. That might be a little bit better, but very, very good waves. You've got the soft edges there. The values are just right, Jake. Fantastic. Nice figure as well. With the figure, now just try and maybe connect the figure to something, or at least just consider a little shadow or something like that, just to cement it to the ground. Love the waves as well. Nothing overworked. Beautiful. Lovely watercolor. Well done. And I like the effect that you've got also underneath the crest of the wave. Yeah, lovely. Well done, Jake. Carolyn D. Yeah, nice movement in the waves. Perhaps it could be a bit more white in the crest of the wave, but that wave there is superb. It's sort of rolling down. It's just about to roll up the beach and maybe come up to this figure. Great figure as well. Very, very nice, lovely. With the, I'm just thinking about the lines actually. Perhaps there might be something here. Just feel that might be a little bit too high up that area, but just a thought. But beautiful painting, lovely waves, and great figure as well. Yeah, nice one. Well done, Carolyn. Alison C. Got a great sense of light with this one. Maybe it's the light that you've got on the pebbles or stones on the beach, or the colour that you've got for the sand. Yeah, a nice feeling of light just coming on the scene. I think your placement of waves is really good. You've got a bit of a random sort of line here, not too perfect a line, which I think I did actually when I look back at mine. I always try and pick faults in my own painting, but maybe it was just a little bit. Perhaps I was concentrating on the workshop, but just trying to get a bit of randomness going in, and you've certainly got that in that crest of the wave there. Very, very nice, lovely. The horizon, are we just slightly up there? Possibly, just a minute thing, but great watercolor, nice sense of light as well. Jason T. No, just trying to think here. Perhaps we could, I think this base of the headland should have been a bit flatter, a bit straighter. Jason, just a small point. Maybe lose the white on the far headland as well. Everything else though, very nice. You've got the softness of the top of the wave there, lots of white as well. That's a good angle also, works really well. Nice figure. Maybe, like others, just consider just a tiny bit of a shadow. Not sure what this blob is here, but it doesn't matter. On the beach you get all these different... oh, I know what that was. That was probably me just trying to create a little bit of sort of fine dark shingle along the beach, because you're often going to get on a beach scene like this sort of different layers of materials coming up the beach as the waves come in. Yeah, works really well. Nice one, Jason. Beverly. Now we need to have Beverly here a little bit more of a slope on just a tiny bit of that headland, rather than it being too horizontal. Just tilt it a little bit. That might work a bit better, and get a bit more white into the crest of the waves here. All this could be, that area there could be all white. And then maybe also some sort of line here just to have the sense of these different sets of waves coming in. But I like the softness that you've got in this. Yeah, nice brush marks. You're going to be very good at doing sort of like a painting of a lake or something like that. Very, very nice. Good value on that background island. Good figure. Perhaps that doggy needs to be a bit more cemented to the ground. Maybe slightly longer legs or something like that, and a bit of a shadow. Yeah, well done, Beverly. Nice one. Love that blue in there. That's gorgeous turquoise. This is Judy A. So yeah, we've got great sort of explosion of spray and water on your painting, Judy. very, very good. Against that dark island. You've got a child figure, nice to include different figures as well. So we've got a bit of a story going on here. I like the lines of these waves as well, the sort of radial pattern that you've got in as well. That's very effective. Good markings on the beach. Yeah, well done. Lovely. Very nice indeed. Well done, Judy. Barb. Yeah. So let me just see. Quite dark, but that doesn't matter. Maybe the sea is just a little bit too blue. So maybe I would have toned that down a bit. Maybe add a bit of burnt umber, if that was ultramarine blue or something like that. Add a tiny bit of brown to it just to make it more of a sort of navy blue, not so bright. But you've got lovely top, the lovely top of the waves there, Barb. Very, very nice indeed. Good figure also. Headland. Very nice. A nice graded wash with the sky and coming down to a bit of yellow ochre on the horizon. Yeah, just my point about the blue, maybe the blue, just a little bit too bright. But well done. Matt V. Yeah, no, we've got a sense here with the figures. This now has made this beach a lot longer. We've got a sense of distance and depth with this. That's a really good idea. So whereas I just had a lone figure and other people had maybe a couple of figures, but they're on the same location, the same position, whereas you've got a bunch of three. So a distant one there, and then nearer one, and this nearby figure really works well. Love the effect that you got on the headland also, and the softness, that wave action. Beautiful. Well done, Matt. Lovely. Anna B. One of many Annas. Yeah, look, nice. I like the effect that you've got with the reflections below the island. Great bit of froth. We've got a bit of a rolling action of that wave as well. Very good. Figure, again, as I might have said with somebody else, just with the arms, just try and have one in a different position or slightly more hidden rather than sort of rigid side by side. But lovely painting, great sky, nothing overworked. Yeah, very nice, Anna. Thank you. Derek J. Yeah, great. Got the sense of the waves coming in. Let me see. Something in... again, I keep looking at this as I've done with a number of you, just trying to connect that. Maybe there should be a bit of white in here just to take it on, just to connect the waves by the island with the headland. Lovely figure. That figure is superb with the way that you've done the legs, just in one or two brush marks. Fantastic. Watch the horizon going slightly uphill. I'm not sure if that was the angle. It might be the angle of the photo, actually. But beautiful painting, Derek. Well done. Doris. Yeah, I love these waves. They've sort of got a nice sort of curvature to them, and the way that you've used a little bit of white paint very economically to create those little lacy effects in there. Very nice. Yes, this is a gorgeous painting, Doris. Well done. Nice figure. A bit portly, like my figure was, and yeah, you got the reflections right. Yeah, very nice, Doris. Well done. Anna W. No, I told you there was a few more Annas. Might be another one lurking in the set here somewhere. Yeah, I like the bits of white hitting the water here, almost like we're contre-jour, we're looking into the light. That sky, fantastic. Very, very nice. Perhaps, again, over in the gap here, perhaps there could be a bit more of a straight line of that wave. So, yeah, I get it that it's sort of jagged here, but maybe it sort of behaves itself and gets a little bit flatter as it goes over. But great figure, just slightly leaning over, and the dog having a bit of a nose in the water. But this water here, it almost looks like an oil painting, this one. It's really nice. Well done, Anna. Bill W. Yep, so you've pushed the horizon back, which really works. So we've got more to play with the foreground. And that would have been that is a really good idea, to change the composition, to make more of the beach and less of the sky. So we've got a thin slit of the sky, and then nothing overworked, very good, bold. Look at these bold brush marks, fantastic. Well done, Bill, great figure as well, lovely waves. Calvin, I know Calvin's, because Calvin gets in these lovely lady figures. Look at that, beautiful. And it looks like the wind is blowing this lady's hat, the brim of the hat up, and her dress, very nice. And lovely waves also. Watch the horizon, and also possibly there wouldn't be any reflection there. Something that's in the, like you did it right with that island there, but I wouldn't have bothered with that reflection, Calvin, just below that. So I would have scrubbed that. Next time you do something similar like this, see what you think with missing out that reflection bit, just to things are in the distance. But lovely. And also the contrast, the light hat against the dark background. Well done. Catherine R. Is it Catherine R.I.? Not sure where I did that, but no, Catherine R. Yeah, great scene. I love the beach with all these pebbles. Now try and make the beach a little bit more, a sense of depth by making the pebbles go smaller as we go to the background, and larger as we come towards the near ground. Practice your figures, try and get a bit more of a sense of movement in those figures, and maybe consider a bit of white highlight on the figures as well, just where they're catching a little bit of the light. Lovely waves. Yeah, I like the sea as well, the effect that you've got of the sea, nothing really overworked. Yeah, very nice. Well done, Catherine. Klaus. Now, I like that cloud there, cumulus nimbus or something like that, fair weather cloud. The way that you've got that beautiful cloud, well done. Maybe that needs a little bit more white, Klaus, in the top of the wave, I would have thought, and also a little bit of white on top, which you could do now. A little bit of white on top of the figure, just to make that figure pop. But great figure, a strongly built guy with shorts there, great, and set that lovely pose as well. Yeah, well done, Klaus, fantastic. Ching, yeah, really nice. You got the composition just right. Now this looks better compared to some of the others with the continuation, the sort of the waves between the island and the headland there. That to me that looks a lot better. Great figure. Also, you see a little arm out to one side, one maybe just slightly behind the figure. Very nice indeed. Perhaps the beach the bottom of the cliff could have been a little bit flatter going down and not that little bit of a dip there. But lovely, Ching. Well done. Ricardo. Yeah. Very nice. Now watch the overworking, Ricardo. Not too much white paint on your waves. Try and use the white paper to your advantage. I like the pattern of these stones on the nearby beach. Very nice. And just watch a little bit of the overworking of the water coming in over the beach. And again, just try and resist using too much white paint. Love the figure though. Very nice figure. Yeah, well done. And great sky also, Ricardo. Well done. Laura C. So it's quite pale. You've gone for a slightly lighter headland, which is all right. Perhaps if this figure's top was a little bit whiter, that would be a bit more of an impact, and also try and get a bit more. Now that wave there is really good, but we might have lost it here a little bit. If there could have been a bit more white in there, Laura, that would have been nice. But these waves coming in, superb. Nothing overworked. Very nice, well done. Angela. Yes, so Angela, you've gone for, like a previous person, you've gone for the higher horizon, works well. Nice waves coming in. You've got a sense of, you've moved these islands around. I love the texture effect that you've got on the top of that island there. The sort of knobbly top to it and a bit of brown there, beautiful. And that really works. So this island is immediately being brought close to us, and you've got, so it looks like we're a little bit lower from a perspective point of view. Yeah, fantastic. Well done, Angela. Kazim, very nice, very bright colours. Yeah, I like this direction that you've got in there, Kazim, is brilliant. This sort of bit of light, this sort of V shape of light, triangle, a bit of light here. Very, very nice, beautiful. Yeah, the waves are brilliant as well. Excellent, and the actual little rocks that you've got on the beach here are very, very effective. That little bit of light, I wish I could zoom in, but I might destroy my flow. But the light that you've got around the side of the rock, touching the line of darker on the other, that to me is, well, it's two things: reflection there and those stones would work really well. Well done, Kazim. Heather T. Yep, very nice. Like the radial pattern, or like Kazim, you've got that nice bit of reflection of the headland. Great figure, got a shadow with the figure. Now the waves look a little bit too perfect, the shape of them, but they're not too bad. They look pretty good, and nice bit of white against the dark background. Yep, very nice. Well done, Heather. Macarand, if I pronounce that right. Lovely two figures over on the left-hand side. They actually look like they're having a little bit of a jog, which is nice, which we typically find along a beach. You've got a three-pronged attack coming in here. Very nice, and also a sense of the curvature of the profile of the beach. A bit of a sort of, it looks like it's just curling around like a sort of bar in the sand. Lovely colour, that green colour. Great waves as well. Nothing overworked. Well done, Mac. And you're the first person to insert some seagulls. Good idea. Tom W. Very nice, Tom. Very dramatic with the nearby waves. Just the right colour. And also, you need to observe, just as you've done, you need to observe the colours on these nearby waves when they're coming over the shore. And you're very often, with thin water, you can just about see the colour of the sand below, and you've definitely got that there. Fantastic. Like the jaunty, rocky headland, not too perfect. Yeah, it's got a nice sort of character about it, and mimicking the points on that one. Lovely, Tom. Well done. Pat C. Yeah, very nice. The waves look good. I wouldn't say they're realistic, but they are really nice. I quite like them, and the base, this base as well. It's like this water is being sucked back, and then this one is just about to crash over the top of the waves coming back. If you understand what I mean. Yeah, nice sense of movement. And the edge of the water as well, very nice. Like the figure. Perhaps just a bit more white, pat on the top there just to perk that figure up a little bit. Lovely headland as well. Well done. Peter R. Yeah, nice, very nice composition, nothing overworked. Now this wave here, perhaps it needs to be like that. We've got a bit of a funny sort of a shape coming in. I like everything else, but maybe if the shoreline went a little bit like that, I think would be perhaps a bit better on that one. It looks like it's curving around a bit too much, and try and sneak in a bit more white. But everything else very nice. I love that sky. Bits of the cloud, and then you've dropped in a bit more blue too, so we can see a bit more of the sky. You've lifted out a bit of the rock there, kept that distant one lighter. Very good. Lovely figure as well. Well done, Peter. And Joan L, or I, not sure. Joan, thank you very much for sending in your photo of your painting. Nice, actually, yes, very nice composition with the figure. And that leg just at a slight angle, nice bit of movement. Great figure, in fact. You've gone for a slightly taller island. I mean, these islands, you can make them look as you want to, deliberately. You've got a bit of layering, a bit of stratification on those rocks. Very nice. That sort of angle like that, very realistic. Yeah, very nice. Perhaps a bit too much overworking. Just watch the overworking, Joan, in this water here. But other than that, brilliant, lovely. And I should also say the lines of the sky, very nice. Well done. Queen D. Nice, good rolling action of the waves, bit of a curvature to their shape. You've sneaked in a bit of white paint just to lift off the crest a bit. I like the shape of these rocks. I like that the green that you've got there and the transition down to like a bluey grey. Very nice and great figure also. Well done, Queen D. Beautiful. Tom S. Nice, Tom. Got the drama of the waves coming in, and you've made a slightly smaller figure. You push that figure back, so we've got more of a feeling of the size of the beach. Gorgeous, warm colour of the beach as well. Nothing overworked. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Well done. Lovely painting. Rob A. Or a bit of dry brush marks coming in here, and a slightly different wave formation. Yeah, so it looks a little bit tamer, the waves here, but I love these dry brush marks. Fantastic. And the danger is with using dry brush marks is that it can become a little bit overworked, but you certainly haven't got that there. It looks fantastic, nice and fresh. Yeah, nice style to it. Well done, Rob. Asya E. Yeah, I like these waves sort of reaching up like arms coming out of the sea, and sort of touching the side of this rather pointy island there. Fantastic. Nice colours as well, all little browns and blues, and you left little bits of white of the paper. Very effective. I like it. It's almost like a rich mosaic of colours. Very nice colours. Well done, Asya. Barry M. Good one, Barry. Now, actually, this headland being quite horizontal, looks quite nice with that little bit of white there, a thicker line of white going in. Almost looks like sort of a little bit of the water coming in and or maybe a little river sort of flowing down into the sea. A lovely edge that you've got along the water as well, like a jagged edge. which is very, very nice. Lovely, well done. Maybe the figure could have slightly longer legs, possibly by a few inches or a few centimeters. Yeah, lovely, well done. Nice one, Barry. Meg P. Great. This is very, very nice. Two things here. This figure, now this so it looks like this lady in chador walking away from us. Beautiful. You see, attention to detail there with the figure really pays off in a painting, and that you use some white paint on that wave, but it really works. That dark underneath here, these are superb waves. Well done, Meg. Very, very nice. Maybe just getting a little bit too blue on the distant water there, but yeah, very, very nice. Well done, Meg. Lauren. Now, Lauren, we needed, maybe there's too much going on with the water, too many sort of brush marks. Try and, that could have been a little bit softer, maybe a little bit lighter. Just so we've got the feeling of that water coming in. I like the background headland though, very nice. That figure is brilliant, sense of movement, walking, and the waves out to sea as well, and the distant water. Yeah, just my feeling, Lauren, about this nearby water there. Everything else though, superb, well done. Particularly like that headland. Keep looking at that. I love all the different layers there. Yeah, very nice. David. Right, now, David, we need to get in a feeling of the structure of the water. Love the figure coming down to the water's edge, but to get the sense of the water, I think if we had some sort of the bottom of a wave there, and then the top of the wave here, and some white bits sort of protruding down, just breaking up, and then this water here with some lines possibly, that might give us a more realistic feeling. I think the photo is just a little bit dark, but yeah, nice, David. I love that figure, fantastic, and the sky, very good as well. Nothing overworked, and you've made more of a feature of the island, which I think is a good idea. Most of ours was quite sort of small and insignificant, but you've gone for a slightly larger one there. Yeah, so don't think this nearby water looks too realistic, but well done, David. Thank you very much. Gwen. Yeah, nice. I like the effect that you've got of the water coming in. That almost horizontal line there, it certainly gives helps with the sort of gradient of the beach, if you like. Nice effects on the beach as well, with the little bits of stones and chipping. Great figure, nice waves, very good waves crashing in as well. So you've gone more for the waves going in like that, whereas some others, the waves were going a little bit curvature up like that, if you see what I mean. Very nice. Yeah, I like those waves. They're really quite lively. Well done. Ingo. Again, a great sense of light, and you've brought the horizon right down to the halfway line, made more of a feature of some of the islands and the rockiness and the headland there. Yeah, we've got the sort of slope of that headland coming down. Very nice, and little bits of stones and debris on the water. Lovely, Ingo. And maybe that dog's a little bit too big for. Hopefully, that's a child. That dog looks like it could be quite a difficult dog to handle. but lovely sense of movement and the little bits of white that you left as well. Great wave action. Well done, Ingo. Frank. Yep, so with this one, now I would say with this one, try and get in more values. Try and make that headland a little bit darker. So the darkness against the white clothing of the figure, that's just going to make that pop a bit more. Like that dart there that you've got in this island. Great wave action, lovely waves. Perhaps here on the foreground water we could have more of some bold lines just to get the sense of the perspective and drawing the eye in. But like the figure, very nice, well done. Couple of fingers there for effect or size. Thanks, Frank. Thank you very much. Bob L. We've got some more birds and a good idea with the bird there just in front of the cliff. Very, very nice. See, this is actually quite different from a lot of us, where you've sort of changed the scene quite a lot with making the headland and that continuation. I like that we're sort of quite dark on the left, and then we're transitioning into a lighter value, going the distance, and almost the value of the islands and the distant rock, the distant cliffs, are almost the same value as the sea. Works really well. Like the waves coming in, reflection there, figures. Lovely. Well done for changing the scene. Changing it to suit the way the idea that you had. Great sense of the bay there as well, with that expanse of water, with the islands in the distance. John D. Nice one, John. Love the wave in the just crashing and exploding there. Fantastic. Yeah, you put a lot of work into this, I can see. It's not too overworked. You've got the values right. The sea looks very nice. I would consider, if you were to amend this, maybe just a little bit of white to show some sort of other wave coming in. So we've got this one here, we've got this one here, but maybe just break it up with something in the middle. I don't know. I feel that's what it needs. Like those figures as well. Fantastic. And nice sense of texture on the beach. Well done, John. Marta. Now, these waves need to be more linear rather than... I like the effect of them. It's almost sort of a contemporary feel to this. I love the water in the distance as well. A nice sense of the rolling sea out further out away from the shore. But yeah, I think there just needs to be a bit more of a line of waves, if you see what I mean. Just a little bit more. But you've certainly got a feeling of the liveliness there. That figure's great. You've changed slightly the shape of the water coming in, but it really works. We've got a feeling of a slight sort of depression here, where there could be a little bit of a hole in the beach, and that dark reflection of the cliff. Very nice, well done. Thanks, Marta. And Diane G, a little bit small here, but I can sort of sense what's going on. Maybe we need a little bit more white on those waves, and probably a little bit less blue in the water, but more, and also with your brush marks, try and have them going that way rather than more horizontal. So a little bit less blue. Love it. The figure, I can just about work out. Yeah, nice. Be careful with making it too light around the edges of the figure. Yeah, nice one. Thanks, Diane. And Liz B. Love the figure. Nice figure. Long sort of blonde hair, looks like. Bit of movement in that figure as well. Little bits of white or something from the distant cliffs. Just gives it a nice loose feeling. Love those waves. Yeah. And a bit of shadow underneath those waves. Very frothy. Yeah, very, very nice. And a bit of mist. We've certainly got lots of different edges in this one, Liz. Well done. Yeah, very, very nice. Oh, perhaps consider just a little bit of a shadow. I don't know. Up to you. Very nice indeed. Alice W. Right. Yeah, again over here between the island and the cliff. I think if we continued those waves up to the cliff, this is all right. But that would be a little bit more effect. But I love those waves. Great waves. Got the softness, you got the timing right. Nice figure. Good effect on the beach as well. And I like the way the headland, the way that you've look at those the soft contour of the headland. Actually, the waves are pretty good, but the headland's even better. Well done, Alice. Thank you. Joe H. Right, so quite pale, which is probably more in tune with what a sandy beach would be on a bright day. Lovely feeling of the waves. I love that wave there. And the sky, bit of a darker blue in the top right corner. Nothing overworked. Yeah, this is very nice. Lovely. With a chunky dog. Again, the headland, really well done. Well done, Joe. It's a nice one. Doris J. Right, I think the photo might be slightly out of focus, but it doesn't matter. We can see what's going on. Very nice waves. Couple of roaring waves coming in. Nice effect of the water as well, with the frothy bit on the edge of the water. Lovely. And a bit of shadow below that. Figures. Now the figures are, maybe they need a little bit of white on the tops of the heads or something like that, and perhaps a slightly darker shadow. And are they leaning a little bit? Possibly. I don't know whether that's maybe the angle of your photograph. Possibly is. But love those waves. Very nice. Well done, Doris. David F. Right. So we are, I think with the perspective, it looks like we're looking sort of from a slightly higher height down onto the beach. Doesn't matter. Love the waves. Perhaps there could be a secondary smaller wave here. This one looks like, I think the general angle of the shoreline is a bit like that. So this one is at a slightly different angle, but I love those waves though. Very nice against the distant rocks. Great figures. Lovely texture on the beach as well. Bit of the effects that you've got with a bit of sort of wet and there's the blooms there. Yeah, very nice. Well done, David. And Amy L. Right, I like that figure. That figure really stands out. Do you see that with a light figure against that darker background? Great detail on the headland as well, bit of curves, the birds out to sea. Very nice, lovely. And that water is brilliant. You could just dip your toes in that. That colour is just right, and the sort of softness that you've got in the transition between the dark area to the whiter perimeter. Yeah, lovely, Amy. Well done. High on me. Great. Oh, more birds. There seems to be a lot more birds coming in now. And lovely wave action. Now that angle there is just right. You see, we've got that kind of angle, almost sort of what would it be? Sort of about 30, 40 degrees off the horizontal, just right. Lovely figure. Nice effect of the white paint with the white paint on the water there. Very nice. Yeah, I like the bird as well. You've got to be careful with birds, and you've done it really well, but not to make them too regular and create different shapes of the wings and different angles of the birds, just as you've done, Hi and Me. Yeah, very nice, and lovely waves as well. Well done. Cliff B. Yeah, nice. Bit more, perhaps if we had a bit more white here, Cliff, on the crest of the waves. Like your figure. The background, maybe if that cliff was a little bit darker, all this bit darker, and if that figure was a little bit higher, it might give a sense of with the perspective. Again, it looks like we're looking down on the scene, which doesn't matter. But I think if that figure was against the background more, it would give more of an impact to it. Lovely painting, well done, Liv. Francois. Yeah, very nice. Nice sort of, actually, the sea looks quite calm. Perhaps we had a few more darker lines in there, Francois. That would add a bit more sort of movement to that sea, but the waves action here, very nice. Love the figure. That headland is beautiful, the way that you've got these darker areas. Definitely gives you a feeling of that headland. I can see it as another distant figure as well. Well done. And the birds, you see one bird just landing, coming in there. Oh, this is very nice, Francois. Very good indeed. Lovely. Yeah, just my point about maybe a few more darker lines, as you've done here on the right hand side. But if you consider just adding in just a few more over here, that just might give more of a sense of the movement of the sea as it's coming into the rocks. But that headland is beautiful. Well done. Ivan O. So, great. These brush marks that you've got coming in over this water. Lovely. I think you sort of followed me really on the colours. I can see it's almost identical to my palette and the way that I did it. Lovely waves as well. Great figure. Perhaps the head could be a tiny bit bigger, but lovely figure. Bit of reflection as well. Ivan, this is beautiful. Really nice. Well done on this one. Yeah, and also these different colours that you've got in the waves as well. These sort of browns and a little bit of burnt sienna, and then going more into the rich blue as we go out. Works really well. Well done, Ivan. Rebecca R. Yeah. Movement, water, crashing waves. Very nice. I think with the waves, maybe they could, so that top edge is sort of all right, but if there was more of a line, a darker line here perhaps, or this green came down to that area, maybe just a tiny little white line, that might make it a little bit better. If it's too, or also, yeah, I know what it is. Maybe there's a bit of a curve. Rather than being straight lines, maybe there's just a little bit of a curve, either that way or the other way. I think that might be a little bit better. As you've got here, this area here, superb, really nice. Like the figure, nice composition, nothing overworked, good headland. Yeah, well done, Rebecca, beautiful. Aris B. Right, try and get a bit more white into those waves there, I would say. That wave there, beautiful. Sky looks quite moody, that sky. Quite dark in that top right corner, works well. Yeah, very nice, and a bit of a reflection. lovely, good figure as well. Perhaps the head a tiny bit overworked. Perhaps you did it with a small brush, maybe. But lovely painting, and I love the mood of that one. Very nice. Linda H. Now, Linda, I think we need a straighter line here. That little bit of a hump looks a bit odd, so that could be a little bit of a straighter line there, perhaps a little bit more jagged as we come into the bottom right corner. But everything else really nice. Or maybe consider a bit more white over there on the crest of that wave. But you've got that sort of nice wave action, the water coming in, the figure. Yeah, lovely. And that background headland, again, you've got done a bit of wet in wet and dropped in a bit of colour, darker values in there to get some soft edges. Yeah, well done, Linda. Ravi. Yeah, very nice. Now perhaps that edge there is just a little bit too, a little bit too straight. But I love this the white waves. Also, we might miss that top bit there. So that should be maybe all white, but you've done well with the bits of froth and water coming up, and certainly the feeling of, as I've pointed out with some other people, those nice sort of bold marks and a bit of brown over to the left, and it gets a little bit bluer as we go to the right. Nice figure, lovely headland as well. Very nice, good texture effect on the beach also. Yeah, well done. Just watch maybe, I think as I might have done on mine, a little bit of bleeding coming down into the water. That headland is all right, but yeah, just watch that. Well done, Ravi. Philip L. Yeah, look, so you've really gone to town, Philip, on these waves. They're beautiful, really choppy. The wind. Yeah, so this is a very dramatic sea out to the right. In fact, that just that would be a picture on its own if that was just cropped, but everything else is beautiful as well. That figure giving some sense of scale. I guess that figure's walking away from us. Nice soft headland as well. Ah, yes, the figure. Now you've got some footsteps in. I've just spotted that. Very nice touch. That with those footsteps, just again leading us into the scene. Very nice effect. Well done, Philip. But love the waves. Catherine R. The dog takes centre stage here. Not sure what breed it is, but it's a lovely looking dog there. And these waves as well, sort of almost exploding in a vertical direction. Very effective. The figure looks all right. Maybe the arms are just a little bit too long, but nice figure. Yeah, very nice. Love the sky as well. Beautiful sky, and the nice hard edge that you've got around the side of the island. Yeah, lovely. I love the dog. Well done, Catherine. Max B. Yeah, very nice. That angle of the waves just right. Beautiful bit of white, soft waves in front of the island. Good figure. Lovely, yeah. Perhaps we've got a little bit of blooms happening further out on the sky there. And it's all down to timing. The darker blue coming down into the yellow ochre, and I make that mistake myself as well, getting some blooms occurring in the sky, but you hardly notice it at all, to be honest with you. But I love those waves, very nice. Just that right horizontal, almost horizontal line there, giving a feeling of the gradient of the beach as well. Well done. Ryan. So, yeah, it's quite. You've got lots of contrasts in values with this one, probably more than most other people, with the darkness of the cliffs. And again, that figure is popping out. Even though the figure has got like a red top, we can see a little bit of light coming around the right-hand side with the sun's coming from the left. Lovely frothy waves there as well. Watch the overworking. Don't and also the direction of the brush marks. Perhaps they're a little bit too random there. Bit better elsewhere, but maybe a little bit too random. It's quite a difficult effect to get, that water, that nearby water. But very nice. Love the figure and the range of contrast that you've got in there, Ryan. Well done. Mark N. Okay, so quite soft. You've watched that sort of white edge around the top of the cliffs. Love the sea, the waves, brilliant. Perhaps a bit of a darker, could have had a bit of a darker edge as a sort of shadow around, and maybe a little bit darker underneath that crashing wave as well, sort of up here, possibly. Love the figure. Yep, nice one, Mark. And yeah, reflection, doggy. Yeah, perhaps it could be a little bit of a shadow, tiny bit of a shadow of the figure and the dog there. Yep, very nice. Well done. Thank you, Mark. Mary L. So we've got a slightly smaller figure, which gives a sense of the size of the scale of the beach. Very nice wave crashing against that rock. Nice wave action as well. Nothing overworked. Yeah, very confident brush marks. Love the beach. The way that you've got these little pebbles and the bit of darkness behind them. Perhaps that figure could have a little bit of white, perhaps on the top of the head. Lovely headland. Sky, fantastic sky that you've done there. Yep, very nice. Well done, Mary. Gary M. Now you see figures here. Lots of different figures. 2 dogs, birds. Look at the white wing against that darker background and that golden, almost a golden glow of the distant sky. Very, very nice. And little bits of white, these horizontal little lines just to add a bit more movement to the sea further out. Lovely. Well done, Gary. Particularly these figures, though, are brilliant, and the angle of them. And do you see they've got some of the legs we can see, they're a different angle to each other as well. Lovely. Well done. Beautiful painting. Carolyn R. Not sure if I've done this one already, but Carolyn R. Ooh, I like that figure, actually. Very sort of bohemian type sort of a figure. Now, with the perspective, possibly we need to have that line a little bit more horizontal than it comes round. And perhaps a little bit of a darker edge or a whiter edge to where between this wave and the water coming into shore. But very nice. I love that sky. That's a really nice sky. And little bits of white showing through. They're obviously clouds. Very loosely done, quickly done. I think with skies, your sky is fantastic. You just got to sort of do it quickly and not tamper with it after you've done it. Just resist the temptation to go back into it. Patrick S. You've got your horizon is quite high up. Very loose. I'm not sure what sort of paper you're using here. Looks like is it a Fabriano paper with that sort of effect that you've got? Love the waves. Maybe just too much of these white marks here for the the nearby water. I like the edge of it though, Patrick, that's really good. And that figure as well, it looks like the head is looking down on the ground and the dog's pulling one way. We've got some seabirds in there as well, I can see that. Yeah, very nice. Just watch the overworking of that headland. Try not to do that, put too much in there, and also the nearby shore. That would be good to know what sort of paper you're using there. Right, thank you, Patrick. Jeremy M. Right, so more of a, as we had with someone previously, lots of dry brush marks. I like the paper, that's beautiful paper. Is that Two Rivers or something like that? Yeah, very nice. And you're sort of capitalizing on the roughness of the paper. I think if we had a bit more white area here, Jeremy, for the waves, and perhaps some sort of line delimiting the wave from the water coming in here, so perhaps more of a white line or something like that. But great figure, very soft, nice style to it, lovely paper, well done. Anna, another Anna, and yeah, very loose. I like that island in the background, beautiful. Do you see a pale value, a lighter value just pushes it right back, just perfect. And crashing waves. Now those waves, they're not white, but they look all right actually. Just we've got a little bit of white at the top. Some it looks really effective. Watch with the figure too much white round the edges of the figure. So I would be inclined to sort of go over the figure with the, in this case, the beach colour, just to lose that white edge. And lovely two dogs. Yeah, well done, Anna. Heather B. Great. Birds again. Lovely composition. The white lines for the sea. Just watch the colour of that blue again. Just maybe a little bit too blue. Not sure of mine. Mine was probably a little bit too blue with a reflection. You just tone it down with a bit of brown. Like the figure and child walking along the beach. Perhaps with the water coming in over the beach, perhaps it could have a flatter top edge to it. Yes, jagged here, but this is all right. But yeah, just a bit too jagged up there. But lovely wave action, almost like it's being sucked down, going over that island. Well done, Heather. John S. Nice figure. That's a very nice figure, just in the right proportion to the scene. Chunky headland, and you've sneaked in a few little bays here, I can see. Lovely, good wave action. Yeah, this is very nice. I would probably lose that little bit of white between the legs of this figure. I would tend to sort of paint over the legs when I'm doing the wash, just to lose that white. I think if you glazed over that figure would look a lot better. Love the headland though. Well done, John. Carl A. Yeah, and this is different again. So we're not seeing the top of the headland. So we think, you know, maybe this is a really tall cliff here going right up. So we've got a sense of the scale of it there, and that lone figure. Very nice. Nice idea from a composition point of view. With these waves, perhaps we need more lines coming up like this, but you've got the reflections really well. Oh, this is really nice. Yeah, a good idea though, just to have that really tall cliff in the top left corner. Maybe consider a bit of white on the top of that head there, just to make it pop a bit more, Carl. Lovely. Ken L. Lovely, Ken. Yeah, we have a feeling of the wind here. That little bit of a white line going up. It's like the wind is coming down here and it's whipping it all up, all in different directions. Very, and you've connected the island with the with the headland, with that little bit of wave there. Lovely. And a sense of movement in the figure. Well done, Ken. Lovely. Nancy B. Yeah, nice waves, soft edges, nice brush marks in the water here. Good figure as well. Perhaps the sea is a little bit too dark. And just be careful with a slight overworking of the sky, but everything else is perfect. Really nice. That figure is very good. Again, that lighter clothing against the darker background really works. All right, this is Brenda. This guy here obviously thinks he's the beach king. I like the splattering on the headland. Now we need a bit more of the wave formation. So more, if that was the wave crashing there in front of that island, we need some kind of a crest going like that, the top of the wave, and maybe another wave here, and then maybe another one. Do you see? So that we've got these succession of waves coming in, and then we've got a feeling of the perspective of the scene. But I like that figure. Well done on that, and the dog as well. Yep, well done, Brenda. Okay, Nikki B. Now, with the composition on this one, that headland needs to be more like that. So we've got this wave coming down. So removing that sort of patch over there. But you've certainly got a sense of movement, like your brush marks as well. Nice green on that, fairly vivid green on that, the top of the headland. I like the figure as well, sort of sense of hands in the pockets and walking towards the shoreline. Love that far island. Well done. Well done, Nikki. Well done. Penny. Now, yeah, we've got a feeling of looking down on the sea now, which I don't know whether it was your intention. But just having, if you had that figure up here, immediately it changes the height of where we think we are in relation to everything else. So it looks really nice at that angle anyway, and that wave is superb. I mean, you've not overworked it. You've got a lovely sort of half moon, a bit of darker shading underneath it. Beautiful, well done, and really nice loose watercolor. Well done, Penny. Richard B. Yeah, nice. Good little bits of paper showing little waves out to sea. Perhaps you could have a bit more water here. Nice curved marks for the water. Great figure. It's actually sort of very similar to my figures. It's a lovely, lovely figure, that. And the dog as well. Yeah, very nice. And just not overwork with this, with the water coming in here. That's really nice. Well done, Richard. Katie C. Yeah, fantastic sense of movement with that water sort of exploding. Nice action there. Perhaps we could have had more of a white line there. So this would be C here, not exposing the rock too much. Love the bits of white paper left against the headland, not overworked at all. Yeah, and a nice feeling of the gradient of the beach and the texture that you've got on the beach as well. Fantastic, Katie. Shirley. Oh, this is really nice. Like the way that I was going to say with a lot of others trying to think about the line of the waves, but yours looks like it's very much coming from right to left, and I like that little bit of a curve there. Those waves all in there. Very, very nice. This is lovely, Shirley, and a little bit of I think he might have done a little tiny bit of splattering on the beach. It's a beautiful painting. Well done, Shirley. Very nice. And Jit. Yeah, very nice indeed. Slightly smaller size. But we've got a nice feeling of the waves, the shape of those, the water coming in across the shore. Lovely. That's just the right area of whiteness in front of that island. Figure, I can't see the figure too well. Maybe the head's a little bit too big. Yeah, very nice. Well done, Jude. Maria. Perhaps that figure needs to have some kind of a shadow, I think. We just had a little bit of a shadow that just connects it with the ground. Perhaps a bit more white on the top of the wave as well, certainly along here. But it's a nice loose watercolor, nothing overworked. Love the water coming into the shore and the effect that you've got on the beach as well. Yep, great sky. Well done, Maria. Isabel G. Yep. Now we need to, on this, we need to connect that. There needs to be a sort of like a, that's the line, the shoreline there, which we've got it, but yeah, it doesn't look quite right. If we had more of a wave here, Isabel, that might look a little bit better. It looks like that's the height of the waves. It needs to be at a slight angle, but everything else beautiful. Like the figure. That sky is fantastic. This whole area of water here, really, really nice. Nice beach as well. Well done, Isabel. Christine C. Yes, so maybe we've not got the softness of the top of the wave, but you've got the right sort of shape there. We could accentuate it with a few curved marks like that, just to help with the shape of the waves. Get a bit more water in your brush as well with some of these brush marks. We're not too dry on some of these brush marks. Love the figure and that dog sort of galloping across as well. And I also like the little bits of white. You know, these could be made into seagulls or something. I don't know whether that was your intention, but that white line there, for example, we could add a darker line there, and instantly we get a seagull. Yeah, very nice. Well done, Christine. I like that Far Island as well. And also just watch the blue, a little bit too intense, the blue there. Bob A. Nice one, Bob. Great figure. The light figure against the darker background. Waves, really nice as well. That whole wave shape, very effective. Yeah, not sure what this darker area is here in the bottom right corner. But yeah, very nice. Love the figure. Very dramatic against the darker background. Works really well. So Linda W. Yeah, I like the waves that you've got over on the right hand side, Linda. Maybe we could have had a bit more white across the top of the crest of these waves here, unless we thought maybe they're in the shadow of that island. I like the effect of a few palm trees on the top there. Very nice. So it dramatically changes the location away from Cornwall to maybe somewhere nearer the equator. I like the figure, bit of a striped top to it going on. Yeah, great sense of movement. Lovely, well done, Linda. Shiv K. You know, maybe these waves could be just a little bit bigger. And with this, I like those waves there, but if there was just a little bit of white going along here, that might be just a better continuation of that. But I like all the other waves, very nice, and all this fan action here, nice and loose, not overworked, very confident, well done, great figure, well done Shiv. Siu. Yes, we've got a little bit of the bloom of the yellow joining the blue, doesn't really matter too much, but lovely values, nice waves. Perhaps if there was a little bit more of a curve to some of these waves, Siu, that might be a little bit better to give the shape of the waves a bit more realistic. Light the figure, light against the dark as well. Just consider a bit of a shadow there, might be all right. Lovely water coming over the beach. Yeah, very, very nice, lovely, well done Siu. And Sandy M. Right, so nice palette. I like the way that you've done the sea. You've got a feeling of a choppy surface to it. Good form on the island as well. Waves, lovely turquoise in the waves. I like these. I think these might be pencil marks showing through. It's actually quite a bit of a charm to it. And I can see a bit also at the base of the cliffs as well. Great figure. Perhaps the reflections don't look too. Perhaps they wouldn't. Reflections wouldn't go over that white. The white perimeter of it. Yeah, but everything else. Very nice, love the waves, very loose, not overworked, well done Sandy. Betty F. Again, we've got some exploding waves going on, very dramatic, a bit of froth, which we did with the little tiny blobs of white paint, or we could splatter it. Female figure, nice touch with the bag over the shoulder, coming down, good sense of movement on the figure. Yep, very nice. Perhaps the lines of the water, Betty, might be more effective rather than being horizontal, coming out like this. Might be a little bit better, but very nice. Love the waves. Well done, Betty. Jensen. Yeah, lovely sky. Now, these blooms, I know some of us had them. Actually, sometimes they're not too bad. I watched the white around the top of the cliffs there, but nothing is overworked. I love this, the value and the layers that you've got on that island. Really nice, and also sort of slightly yellow around the periphery, the edges of the waves, and a bright white in the middle. Very nice. Great figure, lovely form that you've got, lovely bit of texture you got on the beach there, Jensen. Yeah, very, very nice. Very effective. Well done. I love that sky. Yeah, brilliant. Dan F. Yeah, actually, these waves look really effective. Lots of little islands out there to see. I love these waves. With the figures, watch too much of a white space around them, particularly on the opposite side to the direction of the light. So if the light's coming from the left, we would certainly lose a lot of that white area on the right-hand side of the figures. But the figures were good sense of movement. Lovely water though. Very, very nice. Yeah, nice sky, moody sky. These little bits of whiter areas showing. Yeah, nice, Dan. Well done. Gary J. Right. Yep. Let me just see here. Perhaps it could be a bit more. I like that wave there. Perhaps this main wave against in front of the island could be a little bit whiter. We've certainly got the soft edge to it, but if it was a bit more bold, That would be better. And then these marks, like some other people, rather than being a straight line, have them curved one way or the other, but typically like a sort of curve that way, but darker up here and then going lighter. Nice figure, shadow, beautiful shadow. I love that dog, very nice. And these, the water coming in, very nice. This beach is superb, all these little pebbles. And that is just, some people had the pebbles quite large in the middle ground, but you've got it just right. You've got them larger in the foreground here. So we just got a sense of the depth and drawing us in. Very nice. Well done, Gary. D. John, I'm not sure if that's your correct name. Wow, lovely. Beautiful loose. You've done your own style with this. Very nice. I like the effect of the posts. What a great idea to include some posts. If it was me, I might have, particularly on this one, have a little bit of white at the top. A little bit of white up there at the top, just to add a bit of highlight to it. But it's all loose. You're obviously very confident with watercolor. Like the colors that you've sneaked into that headland. It's got some reds, some greens, some blues, purples, darks. Beautiful. Great figure as well. Sense of movement of that, the poise of that figure. Brilliant. Well done, D. John. Rosa C. Yeah, these waves are very nice, Rosa. The way they're coming in, the different shapes, a bit higher there. Very nice. And then sort of coming in to see lovely reflection of the island. Very realistic, soft reflection of the headland. Great figure. Lovely. This is very nice. And the birds you've got up there, the seabirds. Yeah, and also I can see some slightly darker lines of the waves. A bit of lifting out on the island. Beautiful, Rosa, well done. Rosine, thank you very much. Yeah, nice waves actually. I was going to say these straight lines, but actually they sort of work all right. Could have gone a bit darker in places with this. Like the dark you've got in this headland is really nice. And that darkness that you got down there, maybe if you had a little bit darker on that island, that might be a bit more effective. Lovely figure. Perhaps we could have a few more marks in a few more darker colours in the water coming in. Just a touch. Yeah, very, very nice. Well done. Thanks, Rosine. Rosella. Yeah, you've really gone to town, Rosella, on your waves coming in. Not tidal, but they are really lively, particularly this one here. Wow, great sort of curve of the top of that wave and the soft top edge, very nice. Got a little bit of a bloom there in the sky, doesn't really matter, as I've said before in previous paintings, and nice water coming in over the beach, great figure. Yeah, well done, Rosella, lovely painting, thank you. Chiara. Yeah, now with your placement of the figure, you've really made a lot of drama out of this water coming in here, and I think that's very effective. Nice softness on the top of the waves. Perhaps, I know you're not using white paint, and I like that edge there on this wave as well. Yeah, really nice, lovely. Figure's just right, dog, beautiful. Certainly we've got a feeling of the froth as well, little bits of darkness, the shadow on the edge nearest to us of the wave. Lovely beach texture as well. David H. Okay, so David, you've gone for this. You've got one of the biggest figures here. I think Gary had a larger figure as well. You've gone for more of a smooth, glassy, smooth surface to the water coming in, and that works really well. Perhaps with that smooth surface we might see a bit more reflection, but your figures are brilliant. Yeah, I think the standout thing is here that figure, very nice. If it was me, I might have that figure sort of walking into the scene rather than away from the scene, if you see what I mean. Maybe just a little bit more impact, but all of the effect that you've got on the water, the reflection of the sky, beautiful, well done. Hillary M, nice. Yeah, perhaps that angle there is a bit too steep, but it works, and you've got some great action, great brush marks in that water to create a really lively sea. It's fantastic. Nice figure. Perhaps just consider a very small, slim shadow just to help with the brightness. Really nice, Hilary. Well done. And Jennifer R. Nice. This wave, yeah, looks good. Maybe too many of these thin little marks below the crest of the wave. I mean, that wave there is good, just to the below the left of the island. That's nice. Yes, maybe we need some kind of a sort of, again, a sort of darker edge, creating a bit of a shadow of this wave that's just about to crash and come up the beach. But everything else is very nice. Be careful with these pebbles, not making them all the same size. So you've got them right, going smaller in the distance, but maybe just make them a bit more random. It's difficult to do, and I sometimes, when I'm doing my stonework, make it a little bit too regular, but that will work. That great figure as well. Nice background, headland, very dark sky, which actually works quite well. Yeah, well done, Jennifer. Adele. Yeah, got the waves, nice shape to those waves, soft edge as well, which was a key focus of what we're doing. I like the nearby water and the soft edge that you've got. We've done a bit of wetting wet there, I can see. Nice figure. And be careful with that bold, that's the reflection there. The reflection looks darker than the figure. Perhaps it could be a little bit more subdued. But the beach surface, very nice. Maybe you lose that white edge, that white leading edge of the cliff as well. Almost have them joining with the far headland. Well done, Adele. Lois. Another choppy sea. And yeah, perhaps we would not have so much white on this flatter surface. So this whole area here is going to be relatively level, so we probably wouldn't get a lot of this sort of whiteness here. So perhaps we could just go over a little bit with some darker paint just to make it appear a little bit flatter. Love the figure. Valleys are good. You've made more of a feature of the island as well. Nice sky as well, Lois. Very nice, lovely, well done. And Nancy. Right, watch this line here. Maybe the way I did the sky, I did the yellow ochre first, I think, and then I did the blue. and I let the blue drop in. So, but if the yellow is drying too quickly, or it's thicker, this yellow is thicker than the blue, we sometimes might get a nasty little line appearing. But everything else is really nice, good composition, good waves coming in, great figure as well, lovely colours on the beach. Yeah, just watch that sky, and it might be, if it's mixing with the blue, it might be going a little bit, tiny bit green in a way, but very nice, Nancy, lovely, and nice waves, a nice bit of bright white there. Susan, now with your, this is lovely, with your angle of these lines in the water, we really emphasize the feeling of the gradient, the slope of the beach, and also this darker. I really like the way that you've done the beach, this beach, and also the headland as well. They're very nice, Susan. That beach there is absolutely cracking, with a little bit of white bits, but really it's these darker, redder bits that really make it. They're really effective as a sort of the feeling of sand and the little depressions that you've got down towards the water's edge. Very nice, well done. Kathleen A, wow, very nice. So you've probably done the biggest waves of all. Yeah, this is very nice. I like also from a composition point of view, we've got a slightly higher island up here, so we've got that kind of shape of the composition. The island just slightly right of center. These waves, superb. You've obviously done waves before, I can tell, and they look really realistic. Fantastic. If it was me, I might put a little bit of highlight on that figure. Perhaps that dark, the transition. Maybe there could be a little bit of white breaking the bottom line of that cliff. But lovely, well done, Kathleen. Frida D. Now, waves are good. Got that we've sort of got that white top crest of the wave. Perhaps we could be, yeah, I think it's the brush marks, the shape of the brush marks and the direction of them could give us a bit more of an effective feeling. Now, this one here, this water area here is quite good, but down towards the foreground, maybe if you had a bigger brush, more water on the brush, and generally speaking, making your marks in that kind of direction. Love the figure. Maybe beef up the legs a little bit. Love the figure. Good beach. Nothing overworked. Yeah, really nice. Well done. Thanks, Frida. Dave V. I can see you've sneaked in a little bit of red on the crest of that wave. Actually, it works quite well, that slightly reddish soft fringe to the top of the wave. Everything else very nice. Bit of a slim dog. Looks like it's sniffing something out to sea. Great headland as well. The beach texture. Yeah, lovely. Well done, Dave. Claire C. Now, you've got lots of blooms on this one, which I think is quite nice. Not sure what this is over here. Looks like some peaks. Not sure, maybe were you intending that to be some far islands? But everything else really nice. I like these blooms appearing. That figure is really good. Superb figure. Nice wave action. Would have been better if we had maybe a few bold lines going this way and maybe a bit of a darker shadow under that wave, but nice and loose feeling to it, and a great figure. Yeah, well done, Claire. Marilyn R. Yeah, another loose one. Wow, great sky, not overworked, and then your confident brush marks. I was going to say, like I've mentioned to a few people, getting in these lines here, but yours actually, in a funny way, it just works on me. The colours that you've got, I know we've got some hard edges here, but maybe they should have been soft. But actually, from an artistic point of view, I really like it. You dropped in the shadow, the reflection of the island to get a soft edge there. Nice figure. Well, maybe that figure could have a slightly larger head, but really loose, very dramatic, nice edges. Well done, Marilyn. Jane B. Yeah, a bit like the one before. Nice and loose, very economical with the brush marks. Nice figure as well. Lovely waves. Nothing overworked. Lots of you're connecting all these different objects as well. So connecting the headland here to the far headland. Yeah, it's very loose. Perhaps the beach might be a little bit overworked. If it was perhaps paler in the distance than darker towards the foreground, that might be a little bit better. But yeah, lovely, Jane. Well done. Martha S. Right. Don't think this area between the island and the headland is quite right. Maybe if we had a white wave here, the crest of a wave here, something like that. Love all this, brilliant. The effect of the water coming in. Watch, be careful not to go too grey with some of these colours. I know I overdo it sometimes with a neutral tint or similar Payne's grey. But yeah, just watch that. Lovely colour on the beach, good texture as well, nice figure, and the old seabirds there also. Yeah, well done, Martha. Helen H. Now I need to get a bit more white into the crest of those waves. Maybe lose this blue line here. That's not really doing anything, but the rest of it looks all right. Just be a bit careful not to overwork things too much. Nice figure. Make the head a tiny bit bigger on the figure, but the composition is good. You capture it. Yeah, just be careful with too much white paint as well, which just comes with practice. So yeah, white paint and overworking just a little bit, but lovely composition. Well done, Helen. Katia K. Right. Good composition. Figure definitely needs some kind of a shadow here. It looks like it needs to be connected to the ground in some way. Maybe use a bigger brush, Katia, on some of these waves. I'm not sure what brush. Looks like you're using quite a small brush with those brush marks, but consider using a bigger brush and getting these bolder brush strokes emanating out from the water just to draw our attention, just to lead our eye in a little bit more. Mike F. Yeah, lovely wave there. Beautiful golden horizon, blue. Nice figure as well. I like the beach, the effect that you got on the beach, these little blooms appearing, and the rocks as well, very effective. Yeah, perhaps there could be a little bit of a dark edge to this crashing wave. Yeah, very nice. Well done. Thank you, Mike. Joy H. Yeah, lovely wave. Good soft edge. The shape of the water coming in over the beach, lovely. Very, very nice. Good effect on the pebbles there. Just watch overworking a tiny bit and going a little bit too grey with the background there. Figure looks all right. Yeah, very nice. Well done. Got the values just right, I think, as well, of those distant islands. Well done, Joy. Jim. Okay, so it's bikini time. Again, 3 figures, good sense of movement. Yeah, very nice. Those waves are actually quite nice, and you've gone slightly. You've changed the shape of the headland to work with the composition, getting in a bit of darkness with the lighter figures. Those figures are really well drawn, Jim. Well done. And the water coming in, yeah, it looks all right. Perhaps just a little bit of overworking with some of the white paint, but I think you got away with it, Jim. It's a lovely painting and good idea with those figures there. Well done. So that was the June workshop. I've got another workshop coming up in July, July 25th, 2020. In fact, all these workshops, even though you might have missed them, you can still go back to them and sign up for them. Send me an email with a photo of your painting and I'll give you a short video critique just for you. Not as a video on YouTube like here, but just a little short video critique back to you. But hope you can join me on the next workshop, which will be this little sort of volcanic scene, if I could describe it like that. I've found a little extinct volcano here to paint, based on the island of Lanzarote, just off the coast of North Africa, and imagining a low cloud coming across the scene, casting a shadow. Again, we're going to be practicing our edges. Got a little village in front of that with some dramatic shadows, and then in the foreground, a potato field with just basically using lines to drag our eyes into the composition. So good practice of watercolor, composition, values, edges. We're going to have a lot of fun, and it'll be approximately 2-hour duration. July the 25th is a Saturday, 4 p.m. UK time. If for any reason you can't make it, you can still sign up and register. You'll get a recording. There'll be plenty of Q&A along the way, plenty of little breaks during my painting process, time for attendees to ask any questions. No nasty adverts will be popping up to spoil your painting experience. And as of course I've done it on all the previous workshops, email me a photo of your painting to get that critique in due course. But hopefully you can join me. So all the details about the previous June workshop in the comments of this video, but also the up and coming July 25th workshop, this sort of low cloud scene going across a mountain. Hopefully you can join me for that July workshop, but thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.